When I think of Los Floristas, the word selfless comes to mind.
Always there, they're loyal.
They are changing the course of so many kids' lives. It's unbelievable.
These kids are moving on with their lives.
Without Los Floristas, I wouldn't be the person I am today.
It was just kind of a complete game changer for me.
And it really defined who I was gonna be.
I believe in Los Floristas.
God, you see, I'm gonna start tearing up here.
Phenomenal. There's no other way to put it.
When my wife was pregnant with Katie, we got a phone call from the radiologist saying, hey, there's something wrong.
I was born with spina bifida. That caused my feet and parts of my legs to be paralyzed. I used to use a walker, and I named him Bob.
One of the things that you always run into as a parent of a kid with a disability is there aren't a whole lot of them like them at school.
People will most likely look at me and think, oh, she's in a wheelchair, how sad.
And so she doesn't have a large peer group.
My childhood went to school, video games, going outside, making friends around the neighborhood, and just, riding your bike. And when I was 18, I was a victim of a gunshot. The bullet damaged my right artery and broke my neck as well. I remember numbness coming from the tip of my toes all the way up to my knees, to my hips, to my stomach. It's kind of scary. One day you're walking, the next day it's just completely taken away from you.
I loved mermaids as a kid, and so the idea of just swimming around the ocean was really interesting to me. I volunteered at the aquarium, I learned how to swim, joined the swim team at my school. Junior year of high school, and suddenly I got this really sharp pain, like right here. And I swam and I played volleyball, so I figured maybe I was just sore. And it only took 4 hours for me to go from normal kid to I couldn't move, and it was definitely very scary.
Rancho Los Amigos is one of the top rehabilitation hospitals in the country.
Rancho Los Amigos is a public hospital, so there are definitely resource limitations, and there's things that we just aren't able to fund.
And that's where Los Floristas steps in.
Los Floristas is a charitable organization that raises money and support for the pediatric rehab programs at Rancho.
They support our recreational program, the adolescent support group, wheelchair sports program. We have the art program, the pediatric scholarship program.
Also helped to fund RoboCamp for kids who have had half of their brain removed.
They enabled us to purchase these very special toothbrushes, which are really great for kids who may not have mobility.
They provide the van for our recreational therapy, so we can take the kids to the mall, to the movies, to the beach.
We get to reintegrate the kids back into the community.
Gives them the ability to use the skills they've learned in the hospital and apply it to real world life.
18, being injured, I was depressed.
When he first came to Rancho, he was considered a complete quadriplegic, which means he can't move.
Just simple tasks, just like feeding yourself, simple tasks of just kind of scratching your nose. It was a big deal.
Every kid, no matter who it is, comes in here thinking I'm never gonna be able to do the things I did again, or I'm never gonna be normal again.
So we want to change that narrative. We want to show that there is something we can do.
Because of Los Floristas, we were able to get him into the adolescent support group.
When Charlie first came into Rancho, he was sort of angry at the world for this happening to him.
Being able to talk about his feelings, being able to discuss it with his peers, that just opened it up for Charlie.
It helped me just to kind of not just think about my situation too much.
When the art program started, I said, Charlie, come to this art program. Just come, just show up.
In the beginning, I was like, no, I've never painted before. That's not something that I'm too interested in.
Let me tell you, after that first day, he was hooked.
My attitude changed from, oh, I can't paint, to oh, maybe I could paint.
Every year, he'd win the attendance award.
He has developed into an amazing young man.
When I said to him, could you please, please, please teach with me? And he said, absolutely, I want to.
I never imagined 9 years later I'd be back as an instructor.
And Charlie's just a great resource for the kids because he was there.
The kids just love him.
It feels great giving back and just kind of showing them that there is a light at the end of that tunnel.
For me, it was definitely more than painting. It was one step closer to being back to what I call normal.
A lot of our kids, when they've been injured, physically, cognitively, can't go out and get jobs. They can't physically do those jobs. So Los Floristas and myself are able to push them into school where they can develop new skills.
After my experience at Transfers to My Letters, I knew I wanted to be a doctor of neurology. And that's not cheap.
Las Floristas provides scholarships for patients from Rancho.
Now I use the money that Las Floristas provides me through the scholarship to attend UCLA.
You have a group of 3 over there. You guys are starting with the ball. We have 2 minutes to score. Katie Hull is just a ball of energy. I met her as a 5-year-old, and she started to come out to the program.
I love being part of a team.
She's the only girl on the team.
She works hard. She knows I can handle these guys.
We travel all over America.
We wouldn't be able to pay for flights out to Kentucky and flights up to San Francisco.
So Las Floristas takes care of all their travel expenses.
Basketball has allowed me to stay fit.
Her speed is just unbelievable on the court.
Because I'm able to push long distances, I don't have handles on my chair.
And then beyond that, it gave Katie a place where she could see kids that were like her and have fun and act like kids.
I can definitely see the impact of what Las Floristas contributions have had on our patients.
We have the coolest job in the world. We get to watch these kids become kids again.
In my own life, I know that they've given me so much.
It's amazing how someone can sponsor someone without even knowing them.
And Charlie's an example, but I've got a lot of Charlies, right?
I wouldn't be here for almost 30 years if Las Floristas wasn't so supportive.
I would just really ask that you continue to do so.
So that kids like me are able to become independent.
To change the trajectory of their life, let them run for the stars.
Being able to tell people, hey, my daughter, she plays on a team that's ranked nationally. She gets to travel the world, and she's the only girl on the team. That's pretty cool. So, thanks.